Hello, wonderful people of the... Hello, wonderful people of the internet. We are Team Drew.
And this is our first video for Homeless United, which is very interesting because I don't think we'll be doing these very often. But for today, we're going to be doing our top 10
Star Wars characters. Usually we do Doctor Who reviews and nothing else, but today we thought we'd do a bit of Star Wars.
Now, to be honest, I'm not like the biggest fan of Star Wars ever.
But luckily I am.
Yeah.
So.
But I think now I'm starting to become more so, just because of the fact of we've got episode 7 coming up, and it looks freaking amazing, and I'm very excited for that. So.
Especially because of J.J. Abrams, who's going to direct it probably amazingly.
And
anyway, we don't want to add more time to this video, so shall we start with our top 10 Star Wars characters, going from the bottom up?
Yeah, right.
Right, number 10 is probably one that's quite controversial to be in our top 10, which is Darth Maul.
Yes, I mean, I've heard that when people watched episode 1 at the cinema, they gave a round of applause for when Darth Maul appeared or whatever.
The thing is, though, in the trailer, he was amazing, and he was also a good aspect of episode 1, and there aren't many of those.
I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't like episode 1, but to be honest, what's there not to like, really? I mean, you've got John Williams, you've got Darth Maul.
Well, there's Jar Jar Binks.
Apart from that character.
Who you'll be really happy is not on it, and Jake Lloyd as Anakin.
Wow. Yeah.
But one of the things that is really good to like is, of course, Darth Maul. So he had to go on our list, and he comes at number 10.
And ObiWan Kenobi.
Well, we'll get on to that. Do you want to go for the next one?
Yes. At number 9, we have Count Dooku, played by the legendary Christopher Lee, who's sadly no longer with us.
It's such a shame because he is a film legend, and when he appeared in Star Wars, Christopher Lee is one of the things I very well remember from my first Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which I saw in cinemas back in 2005.
I never saw it in the cinemas, probably because I wasn't a fan of Star Wars, really.
Nor was I, actually, at that point. But then my parents decided to take me, thought it would be a thing that I'm into. It's the same sort of thing as Doctor Who. And I just fell in love with it. So yeah, back in 2005, I very much remember Count Dooku, and he's one of my favourite villains of all time.
Yeah, and he used to be a Jedi, didn't he?
Well, in the extended universe, which isn't really now canon. Well, actually, it's mentioned a few times in episode 2. He's a fallen Jedi who moved to the Sith. So he's a really interesting character, but also Christopher Lee is just a great actor playing him. Yeah. So yeah.
It's a shame it was all blue screen.
No.
Oh well.
Right. So up next is
number 8. We have Chewbacca.
Now Chewbacca's a weird one because he never says anything.
Yeah.
During the entire
I really
franchise.
don't want to do my impression of him because I think it would fail massively. But
you can always try. But yeah, Chewbacca, he's a really good character.
Yeah.
I remember hearing George Lucas say that Jar Jar Binks was meant to be the next Chewbacca in episode 1. Well, that clearly failed, didn't it?
And everyone hated him.
But the reason for that was Chewbacca never spoke. And thus, he had this quiet elegance and strength, and he was just a cool-ass character. Yeah. There's that bit in episode 4 where they're like, "You don't wanna beat a Wookiee." Oh, why not, Master Solo? Nobody worries about beating a droid. Yeah, well, a droid's not gonna rip your arms off. And Chewie just goes, and it's just one of my favourite bits. Peter Mayhew is obviously a really good actor, and I'm really looking forward to him in episode 7, despite his disability.
Because when I saw him at the Star Wars celebration, which I just watched on the internet, I think he had crutches and was it?
He's got a walking stick, but it's in the shape of a lightsaber, which really says something about him.
Yeah.
Should we go on to the next one then?
Yes, we shall. Right.
Number 7.
And number 7, we have Yoda, who's obviously a Star Wars legend.
Oh god, I should never do a Yoda impression, should I?
Yeah, he's
Yoda is very much Star Wars legend, but we put him down a bit low because well, here's the thing. Episode 1, of course, really made him look terrible.
God,
they did improve on that in episode 1 in 3D, but they didn't improve on the voice.
I know, like, the CGI and the original puppet as well. I can't decide which one is better.
I think the original puppet's really good.
Yeah.
But I think they're very different characters, and I think in Empire Strikes Back, when we first meet him, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
That whole scene with Luke and stuff.
Oh,
Unfortunately, he was a bit ruined in the Episode 1. But there we go.
No, he's pretty good, actually, and it's a shame he's not going to be in Episode 7.
Yeah, it's a bit same.
Yeah.
But he did die, so...
Yeah.
They could always bring him back as a, Force ghost or something.
Yeah, they could do. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe
Yeah.
they just kept it under wraps.
That would be an interesting thing for them to pull out the hat at the last moment. So, should we go for number 6?
Yeah, so number 6 we have Princess Leia.
Now, Princess Leia is an interesting one because when you hear top 10 Star Wars characters, you hardly ever hear Princess Leia.
She's not the typical female character, really.
During all of Episode 4, you're led to believe that Luke and Han are off to visit this damsel in distress.
Yeah.
You know, they've got to go save the princess. It's very much like Mario.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to go save the helpless princess. But Princess Leia then is suddenly
badass.
She's badass, especially in Episode 4, I think, where they go to rescue her and her first line is, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. I think she's a really good, strong female character, and she has a lot of strong moments within Star Wars.
"I smelt your stench as soon as I came aboard." She has some of the best lines in Episode 4.
Yeah.
So shall we move on to number
5?
5, is it?
Yeah.
Number 5 is Emperor Palpatine,
which I think is probably one of the most interesting characters.
He's now in Episode 1 and 2 they try and make this build up to him, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Yet in Episode 3, Ian McDiarmid, I believe this guy, really pulls it out of the hat with that one.
Yeah, I think I watched a interview with him about the Emperor, and he said the voice just came out naturally.
He's such a good Emperor.
Yeah.
I've heard people complain about the special editions, well, for many reasons, but one of the reasons they complain about The Empire Strikes Back is the way they changed the Emperor into Ian McDiarmid, but I think it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because before it was an old lady who was working on set. I can't remember who she is.
Yeah.
She's someone quite important, but I can't remember who she is.
Yeah.
But she was working on set, and they dropped her in, and then they put makeup, and then they gave her goat ties.
Yeah.
So I think swapping it to Ian McDiarmid makes much more sense, and I think he's a brilliant actor.
They probably complain just because it's not the same.
Well, there's a lot of things I can complain about in the special editions, but let's not do that right now, because at number 4 we have the fan favourite.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
I think this is a character that accidentally became a really popular character.
It's the costume.
Yeah.
It has to be. But we met the actor, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, we're not bragging. We just said.
No, we just did. He often turns up to Comic-Cons all around England, so you should go find him.
Yeah.
But we met him, and he was talking about just how much he loved the character himself, and you can tell that he's a fan favourite just because he's this big, dominating character.
And he looks cool in Lego form as well.
It's a shame they swapped the voice out.
Yeah.
In the special editions.
And I think he's meant to be returning for Episode 7.
No.
Or is that...
Because he got eaten by a Sarlacc, and apparently that's now canon. But he is returning for a special one-off film if they can decide whether or not they're going to do it for Han Solo.
I did hear that we're going to bring him back for Episode 7.
Did you?
Yeah. And
they've got a new bounty hunter, that Chrome Stormtrooper though.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
Played by a woman.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite cool.
Yeah. Right, number 3, we have
ObiWan Kenobi.
ObiWan Kenobi.
I've forgotten the name of the original Obi-Wan Kenobi actor. That's really bad.
Oh god. We just seem to remember.
Alex something.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is really bad. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Yeah. Anyway, lots of people have told me that he hated being in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I put Obi-Wan up here not particularly because of the first Obi-Wan, but the prequel Obi-Wan.
Despite how bad the prequels were, I think
people rag on the prequels for a lot of things, but the one thing you can't fault is Ewan McGregor's performance.
Yeah. He was really good, and I think he helped Christian. What's his second name?
Hayden. Christian Haydenson.
A bit better.
Well, he didn't really help Christian Haydenson in those scenes with Padme.
Oh.
But he improved every scene he was in, and interesting fact about him though, Did you know that while he was on set, he used to make the lightsaber noises?
Really?
Yeah, while he was doing all the lightsaber moves, he used to go meow, meow.
Oh, God.
I love that idea, and he really put himself into the role.
Yeah, I think he was really... I watched a bit of behind-the-scenes clips and stuff.
He's already said that if they want to bring Obi-Wan Kenobi back in any of the upcoming movies, maybe as a hologram or something, that he does not want anyone else to play it, and that he will definitely sign up to that. And I'm all for that at the moment.
I can imagine him being really enthusiastic, just by watching behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
There's some brilliant scenes of him in the car he's in Attack of the Clones, the outtakes, where he's just like...
I loved how they even tried to make him exactly look like the original actor. To play.
Yeah, near the end he starts getting that lower beard and things, and he starts to become more like... I'd love to see a little transitional thing. That
it's quite interesting to... do you mean as we see him age?
Would you like to see... Should we talk about number 2 then?
Yeah.
At number 2 we have...
Probably the most iconic character.
I would say he's the most iconic villain of all time.
Yeah. Like, if you saw the face, you would instantly recognise what it is.
And it's, of course, Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He is just... He dominates the scene.
And we met Darth Vader.
We met Darth Vader as well. We met David Prowse. Well, we met one of the Darth Vaders. Because David Prowse hates the fact that they swapped him out at the end of episode 6 and that they swapped him out in episode 3 and that he didn't get to know the line, Luke, I am your father, until he first saw it being screened. But Darth Vader, both the acting and the voice is just amazing. He's so dominant on the set. He's this tall, imposing, and he'd crush you with his hands.
He's a really good character, just really well written.
People rag on Christian Haydenson, but at least there's a big change between him and Darth Vader, because Darth Vader's cool and he's a dick.
Oh, God. But yeah, I think just... Shit, what I was going to say? Oh, God.
Sorry, have I interrupted you too many times?
No, it's fine. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but...
Shall we move on to point number 1 then?
Probably a good idea.
So, who came first in our ultimates? Who's the best Star Wars character?
Well, Indiana Jones, of course.
By which we mean Harrison Ford, and also, if you hadn't guessed already, Han Solo!
Of course, he's making his return as...
Han Solo is, though, just the coolest character.
Yeah.
Shoot first, ask questions later. In a world where everyone's got lightsabers and mystical powers, he favours just shooting them in the face.
He's just happy with his gun.
Even that scene where he's blinded and ridiculous, he's still making cool little quirks and stuff.
And that line where he's, like, where Leia says, I love you or whatever, and he says, I know, that was improvised, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was improvised by Harrison Ford, and it just says everything about his character. And Harrison Ford played him perfectly.
Yeah.
There were loads of other people who went up for... who George Lucas tried to get for that role.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember, but one of the people... I've forgotten the name of the actor, but basically loads of other people did, and I'm glad Harrison Ford got it, because he really, really sold that part.
Yeah, he did, yeah. He just made everything about that character, like, sort of come to life. And it felt like a proper real character.
And he just was a badass.
Yeah.
So yeah,
great.
Should we wrap it up then?
Yeah, that was our top 10 Star Wars characters, just giving our brief opinions on what we thought of each one. And,
tell us what your favourite Star Wars character is in the comments below, and if you think we missed your favourite, then let us know who your favourite was.
Just comment down below and... tell us what you think of the video and who your favourites are, and
just remember, there is no bad character except for Anakin, played by Christian Haydenson.
Oh, let's not rant about it.
I could do a whole video on it. So we've been Team Drew on Hermits United. That's a bit weird of an ending.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video of us.
Go subscribe to Team Drew, where we've just released or will be releasing. Many videos, including a doctor's ranking, which you'll bit like this, but we use maths for it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to Hermit United and give us a like below.
And also, may the Force be with you.
That was brilliant. I love it.